What is the Epskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast, run episode 160 of my wrestling recap show, where once a week I go through all of the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on storyline-wise, and at the end of the show, I give out my 3 stars of the week, awarding my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs. And if there's a pay-per-view, I will be doing a separate pay-per-view review, and you better believe there will be one for AEW's Wrestle Dream. So be on the lookout for that one. But we got to get into the Monday Night Raw recap. Where the heck were they? I think, they're in St. Louis, Missouri, the home of Randy Orton. But we're kicking it off with CM Punk, who hobbles his way out for a promo. He's still feeling the injuries from Hell in a Cell. Punk says he ain't got any more Hell in a Cell matches left in the tank. I mean, we'll see about that. I could see him doing another one, but right when you finish having one, of course you're going to say you're never doing that again, but you're going to do it, bitch. Punk tells the haters to keep doubting him, and I shall, CM Punk, I shall. Seth Rollins interrupts the promo, walks right through CM Punk, ending his promo. Seth saying his catchphrases, all that stuff, and then calls out Bronson Reed. Seth challenges the big boy Bronson to a match whenever, wherever, however, whatever. Intercontinental Champion Jey Uso makes his way to the ring, hyping up the crowd. I mean, lots of interrupting going on already throughout this show. An alright opener, some seeds planted for a future CM Punk-Seth Rollins rivalry. I imagine after Seth is done with Bronson, CM Punk gets healed up a little bit. They revisit that. We get some Seth Rollins and CM Punk stuff because there's definitely some animosity there. I can't tell if they legitimately hate each other. There's probably some not good feelings between Seth and CM Punk, but they're professionals, so they're going to work together, and it's probably going to be pretty awesome. We move on to the Intercontinental Championship match. It is Jey Uso defending against Xavier Woods with Kofi Kingston. Woods nails a super kick, gets a near fall there. Xavier goes for the elbow. Uso with the nasty anti-air super kick nails Woods right on the money. Thumbs up. Uso splash and pins and retains. Woods, really good effort right here. He was in control of this match for a majority of it. Honestly, I wish it went a little bit longer. Wasn't like all that competitive. Like Woods in control the whole time. Uso gets his comeback and it's over. But Uso making the crowds go absolutely nuts. Really good stuff. Solid match. Woods won't shake hands with Jey Uso, but will shake hands with Kofi Kingston, so I guess that's cool. They're fine with each other this week. We'll see about next week. Braun Breaker out of nowhere starts spearing everyone with a heartbeat, going crazy. New Day gets wiped out. Uso hit with multiple spears, and what the heck, Braun? You were a good guy sort of last week. You're like, oh, I'm trying to be nice and shaking hands and kissing babies, and now you're spearing bitches in half. I must say, I prefer Breaker being a bad guy. Much better. Breaker gets interviewed about it, but Braun won't speak. He just leaves. Awesome. We get R-Truth backstage asking Miz about the betrayal last week. Miz says he did it on purpose. R-Truth wants to fix the relationship. Miz challenges R-Truth to a match. So, yeah, he's not really looking forward to working things out. And now we move to the Donnybrook match. It is Sheamus versus Pete Dunne. Ring is surrounded with barrels and shillelaghs and like a bar thing, so, that makes it a Donnybrook. Sheamus chokes Dunne with a shillelagh, hits a nice Bama Slamma. I like that. Pete slammed onto the bar table thingy, looks painful. Sheamus with 10 beats of the Valorant on top of the stacked barrels, and then does a white noise off of the barrels through some tables. My goodness, that was sick. Thumbs up. Sheamus hits a razor's edge. Pete with the nearest of falls. Holy, that was very, very, very close. Well done, Dunne. Dunne cracks Sheamus with a cricket bat, ties up Sheamus with some zip ties, and then Dunne nails a brogue kick, starts yelling, "My name is Pete Dunne," at Sheamus, loses focus, and this fires up Sheamus, nails 2 brogue kicks with his arms tied behind his back, falls onto Dunne for the pinfall and the W. Banger after banger right here. Poor Pete, though. He took an absolute whooping right there. Like, he didn't get a whole lot of offense in. Definitely took a lot of offense from Sheamus, hanging in there for some great work from Pete Dunne. Sheamus, also awesome performance. Definitely deserving of the Donnybrook, which this match was. We get Sami Zayn telling Cody Rhodes he plans on being the one to challenge Cody Rhodes for the title at Crown Jewel. Cody's like, that's great, bud. That's awesome. So, all right. We get Liv Morgan, Dom, and Raquel Rodriguez arriving to the building. Liv Morgan won't reveal if Raquel is an official member of Judgment Day, but Liv brags a whole bunch, so yeah, well, there you go. We get Ethan Page. He's here, pays Adam Pearce a visit, very upset about CM Punk's involvement in his title match. Ethan blames Adam, but it's Ava Raine that steps in, says, it was my fault. Sexy Red interrupts, and, she's going to perform on NXT. Alrighty then. Now we have a 10-women tag team match. It's Dawn and Fire and PFC's Stark, Sonya Deville, and Shayna Baszler versus Selena Vega, Natalya, Valkyria, and Chance and Carter. Holy jumping, that's a lot of ladies. Zoe with a Three Stooges situation on Chance. This starts a big old brawl. I think she poked her in the eye or something. Then whoop, whoop, whoop. I love the Three Stooges. Anyway, big old brawl begins. Way to go, Zoe. Chance gets revenge with a nifty, twisty dive. Sonya stiff knee to the back of poor innocent Selena's head. She did nothing to deserve this. Lyra with the cool diving leg drop to the back of Sonya's head. Pins, and the good ladies win. Good action-packed tag team match right there. Wasn't very long, and I don't think everyone really got involved. Like, I didn't notice Shayna Baszler all that much. But it was pretty good. 7 out of 10. And also, Selena Vega for Women's Champion. Come on now, let's make it real. And we're already here at the main event, this 2-hour Monday Night Raw, just flying by. World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Gunther defends against Sami Zayn. Gunther with some thunderous chops absolutely drops Sami. My goodness. Zayn rallies with a blue thunder bomb, gets a near fall. Gunther suplexed into the barricade, then nailed with a haluva kick. Sami has to carry Gunther back into the ring, connects with a second haluva kick. Sami goes for the risky third. It does not pay off. Gunther blasts Sami with a stiff as fuck lariat. Awesome. Gunther with the power bomb. Sami kicks out. The crowd is going nuts. Gunther nails a second power bomb, and Sami pops up at 1. Oh my goodness. Gunther locks in a sleeper hold. Sami tries to fight out, but he cannot. Passes out, and Gunther retains. Awesome hard-hitting main event right there. Title match as well. Sami taking some really nasty chops from Gunther. Lariats and the bumps. Fantastic work from Sami Zayn and Gunther. Great chemistry with Sami. Banger of a match. And a very good 2-hour edition of Raw. Oh man, I wish they would just, keep it at 2 hours, but that's going to be only for a month or so I'm going to enjoy this while I can. Rollins moving the Reed program along with a challenge to the big boy, and obviously the feud between Punk and Seth is not over, so they'll revisit that at some point. R-Truth and Miz are going to fight. That should be interesting to see how all that plays out. Miz going back to his heel ways. Wrestling was really good. A couple of bangers in there. The Donnybrook match, a world title match, main event, pretty good. 7.5 out of 10 for Monday Night Raw. And we're still in St. Louis for NXT, and we're kicking it off with Tricky 2 times. It's Trick Williams hyping up the crowd with a promo. Wes Lee appears in the crowd. Trick calls Wes light skin, and that busted me. That was just fucking hilarious. Wes Lee trash talking Trick. Out comes Jey Uso, and the crowd absolutely explodes. Trick and Uso make fun of Wes Lee. Then they have like a whoop that Trick and yeet off with the crowd. Fun moment right there. And yeah, pretty awesome opening with a white hot St. Louis crowd. They're loving it. So thumbs up. We get a trios tag team match. It's Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Kalani Jordan going up against Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix. Bianca gets her ponytail pulled, sending Bianca on an ass-whooping spree on Fatal Attraction. Or Influence? What the fuck is their name? I don't even know. You don't do that. You don't pull Bianca's hair. Jade hot tag throws around Fatal Influence, I guess, hits a choke slam. Nix, nice Pele kick, gets a near fall on Bianca. Jade and Bianca wheelbarrow slam into the Kalani split-legged moonsault for the dub. Good opening matchup right there. Bianca was awesome. Back in her old stomping grounds of NXT, she was flying out there, looking really good. Good performances all around. 7 We get Julia. She says hello to an old friend that we cannot see backstage. I guess we'll find out later. NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez in the ring trash-talking Julia. Perez brings out her old friend Cora Jade. Cora brags about ruining Julia's title shot. Julia and her friend Stephanie Vacour arrive to whoop the meth. Cora and Roxanne taking out Vacour and Julia, holding up Perez's championship. Now, will there be a problem there between Julia and Vacour, both hunting the championship? Time will tell. We get Lexis King and Charlie Dempsey discussing a potential gentleman's duel. Facial hair levels are absolutely peaking right here. We got Dempsey has added a mustache, and of course Lexis King just continues whatever the heck that is on its face. Jesus. We get North American Championship match. It's Oba Femi defending against Tony D'Angelo with the family. Oba chokeslams Tony onto the apron. Stax slides a crowbar into the ring, but Tony refuses the offer. Femi mean open-handed chop just drops Tony. The family, including Rizzo, are knocked down by Oba. This ultimate disrespect will not be tolerated by the Dawn. Plants Oba with a suplex on the stage and a spear in the ring, gets a near fall. Tony D with the spinebuster to Oba through the announce table. A second spinebuster in the ring, gets a near fall. Tony, awesome counter roll-up on an exhausted Oba. Femi pins. And new North American champion, it's Tony D'Angelo. Admittedly, I'm still a little bit stunned that Tony D'Angelo did it. This is pretty wicked. But Oba Femi, outstanding run as North American champion. Definitely ready to challenge for the NXT World Championship, I would say, or promotion to the main roster. I think you got to get that NXT Championship first. But, wow, man, a star-making championship run for Oba, awesome. And Tony beating one of the most protected wrestlers. Like, this, Oba barely loses. He really has been protected. And, yeah, that's a massive win right there for Tony D, picking up another championship and a banger of a match. It was stiff, some great near falls and spots. Hell yeah. 8 out of 10. Congratulations to Tony D. We get Lola Vice in the office with Ava. Nikita Lyons returns out of nowhere. All right. And Lyons getting a little bit heated with Lola Vice. And yeah, just a very unexpected welcome back for Nikita Lyons. We get NXT Tag Team Champions, or championships are on the line. It's Fraxium, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom defending against A-Town Down Under, Waller and Theory. We got Axiom getting clotheslined off the rope. That was a mean-looking bump to the floor for Axiom. Frazier, wicked fast flurry of offense, nails a nice 2-for-1 DDT on A-Town. Theory, cool inside-out slam on Nathan, continues to pulling off these cool-looking moves. Axiom, nice destroyer counter. Fraxium, avalanche Spanish fly, and the Phoenix Splash combo pins and retains the tag team championships. Awesome performance from the champions, man. Frazier just ridiculously fast. He is just crazy. A-Town, a good effort right there. They kept up with the fast pace of Fraxium. Yeah, I like this match. 7.5. We get Ridge Holland justifying his actions against Chase U, calling them mediocre. Riley Osborne, offense taken, sneak attack on Ridge from behind as their rivalry continues. Oh dear, here she comes. It's Sexy Red performing some form of music for St. Louis. Thankfully, Ethan Page to the rescue, cancels this concert for everybody. Thank you, Ethan. Thumbs up. Ethan demands a rematch for the NXT title. Javon Evans arrives, tells Ethan to relax. Ethan takes a swing at Javon but misses and is ejected from the concert. Well, I will say, Sexy Star, a awkward performance to say the least. Not good. We'll just leave it there. Main event time. It's Javon Evans versus Randy Orton. I panicked there for a little bit. I don't know what to say, but Randy Orton is wrestling in NXT. This is awesome. Randy pats Javon on the head. Evans pops Orton right in the mouth with a quick super kick. My goodness, that was good. Orton, numerous vintage backplex onto the table to Javon, pleases the crowd. Javon nails Orton with another stiff super kick and a springboard cutter, gets a near fall. Javon Twisty dives into an RKO, didn't hit it clean, so Orton nails another RKO, pins and wins. Awesome to see Orton in NXT working with the youths. Javon, great selling and wasn't shy throwing stiff shit at the legendary Randy Orton. Orton, good veteran performance for his hometown. Crowd loving it. 7 out of 10. And a very good show in St. Louis for NXT. A couple of bumps in the roads, though, like Sexy Red's performance was just bad and didn't fit the show at all. Wes Lee as Trick's potential first opponent. I'm pretty into that. Cora and Perez back together as baddies. That's just going to be awesome. Really enjoying that so far. Wrestling really good with 2 title matches on the line. Oba's reign finally comes to a stop by Tony D'Angelo. That was a huge surprise moment right there. And Orton in NXT. Super cool, like I said. 7.5 out of 10 for the NXT. And we'll go now to the SmackDown. They're in Greensville, South Carolina. We got Jimmy Uso cutting a promo, calling out Solo and the Bloodline for their antics. Roman Reigns joins the conversation. Roman has the crowd acknowledge Big Jim. Big Jim. All right, we're going with Big Jim. Roman rambles about money and goats and shit like that. Jimmy reminds Roman he lost everything and they need some frickin' help from a certain frickin' someone if they're gonna beat the Bloodline. He's talking about Jey Uso, baby. Yeet. Roman says, no yeet, damn it, no. Big Jim dropping a reality bomb on Roman. I like that, man. Like, Roman's trying to be all confident, big doggy, and Jimmy's like, nah, dog. Like, you lost it all. Like, we got to get it back. And honestly, Roman was a little bit rusty on the microphone. He kind of, I don't know, had a bit of a mess up there. He was kind of just shooting from the hip. And yeah, it wasn't that good, but it's okay. The big dog will get it back. We get AJ Styles. This is really sad because he did legitimately suffer an injury in his return match last week. So that fucking sucks, dude. He I don't know if he broke his ankle, but he definitely something fucked up with his ankle. So that sucks. But we get a U.S. Championship match. It's LA Knight, defending against Carmelo Hayes. Andrade arrives ringside to watch the match. Melo smooth counter out of the BFT, nails a scissor kick and a cutter. Knight kicks out. Melo counters himself into a BFT by Knight, pins and retains. Really impressive effort there from Melo. Some great counters throughout. And LA Knight, solid work. 7 out of 10. We get Kevin Owens, who is suspended after attacking Cody Rhodes at Bad Blood. He just runs into the ring, grabs a microphone to call Cody a bad man. Kevin's microphone is cut off. Cody Rhodes arrives. They get it on, King. They start fighting with each other. Managers, security, and even Randy Orton comes out to help. Randy takes a 100% accidental shot from Kevin. Randy is pissed. He drops Kevin with a punch, and Kevin is stunned at Randy Orton. How could you? But that was pretty cool right there, you know? They hadn't really, I can't remember if they really did touch on the aftermath. Oh, I think they did. Never mind. It doesn't matter. But Kevin Owens making an appearance. Sadly, he did cut off the Women's Tag Team Championship match that was just about to get started. But pretty cool. So now we get to that Women's Tag Team Champion match. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defends against Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. Chelsea and Piper are watching ringside, still smelling like trash. Green gets kicked over the table onto poor Michael Cole, who is absolutely disgusted by the smell. Jade and Bianca DDT wheelbarrow suplex combo, and the champs retain. A solid quick matchup right here. Really would have been a lot better if it was longer, and without all the prior shenanigans with KO and Cody Rhodes, I feel like this match would have been longer. Anyway, Lash and Jackson, they had a hot start to this one, but they definitely cooled off quickly, and then the champs win. So yeah, pretty solid standard stuff. We get Nia Jax cutting a promo with Tiffy at her side. Nia confidence at a high level that no one can beat her, not even Liv Morgan at Crown Jewel. Nia aggressively grabs Tiffy, says she's gonna cash in on Liv Morgan when Nia defeats her at Crown Jewel. Naomi arrives, calls out Nia, always needing Tiffy's help to win. Jax wants a fight with Naomi right here, right now. Liv Morgan then arrives with Raquel and Dom to watch Nia lose. We'll see about that. Nia Jax with Tiffy versus Naomi. Jax squishes Naomi's head into the ring post and a Samoan drop on the floor, and then goes over to Dom, calls him greasy and nasty. Damn. Naomi rallies with a nice diving cross body. Tiffy attempts to hit Naomi with the briefcase, but it's Raquel Rodriguez stopping Tiffy. Morgan hits Jax with the briefcase. Naomi avalanche powerbomb pins the women's champion for a massive, massive W for Naomi. Really fun matchup right there, and Naomi earns a title shot versus Nia Jax, and that is going to make things very interesting with that women's championship right now, with the Money in the Bank and Bayley challenging. Yeah, lots of shit going on with that championship, and lots of shenanigans throughout the match, but felt like they were done pretty well because you're planting some seeds for the Crown Jewel match with Nia and Morgan, and you're keeping a whole bunch of rivalries alive, plus getting Naomi in that championship picture. I like it. 7 out of 10. And then Rhea Ripley shows up because why not? She shows up on SmackDown to whoop a little bit of Judgment Day ace. And now we got Nick Aldis promising a tag team match for Legado in like a very sinister tone. Like, I'm going to give you what you want. He didn't do it like that, but you know what I'm saying? Aldis also dealing with the Street Profits and DIY screaming at each other. And on top of that, Kevin Owens is beating up Randy Orton and he gets away again. Fucking rough night there for Nick Aldis. Jeez. Main event time. It is Jimmy Uso versus Solo Sikoa with the Bloodline. Solo with the anti-air uppercut drops Jimmy. Fatu hits Jimmy with a cheap shot. Solo nice spinning wheel kick. Solo Samoan spikes Jimmy mid-air after shenanigans for a dominating victory. Bloodline immediately jump Jimmy. Out comes the big dog. It's Roman Reigns. Roman takes out the Bloodline, then starts fighting with Solo. Roman overwhelmed. Fatu hits a wicked moonsault. Excuse me. Solo spikes Roman, and the Bloodline stand tall again. A pretty good storyline main event match there. Solo with lots and lots of assistance dominating the match. So there's that. Bloodline proving to be way too much for just Jimmy and Roman. Will Roman get the message? Bring back Jimmy, and there you go. You have a old Bloodline versus new Bloodline, and yeah, and then where's The Rock fit into that? What side is he going to be on? I imagine he's going to go with Solo, because you got to have that Rock-Roman WrestleMania match at some point, right? So maybe Rock sides with Sikoa. That's what I think. Anyway, solid SmackDown, lots of focus on the Bloodline and Cody Rhodes' storylines. Naomi having a title shot adds quite a bit of drama to the women's world title picture, which is already quite drama-filled. Wrestling solid, but nothing too special there. 6.5 out of 10. And now we go to the land of AEW, and as usual, AEW's programming a little bit of a mess this week with Wrestle Dream, so there is no Collision, so I watched Rampage instead. But first, we got Dynamite in Spokane, Washington. We get Jon Moxley, another cryptic promo to Bryan Danielson, talking about dark sides. Danielson responds with a video. Bryan says he ain't going anywhere because he's got to kick Moxley's fucking head in for Spokane. All right. We get Darby Allin comes out to the ring, calls out Brody King. Brody arrives, Darby discussing King's personal and family life. Allen told Tony Khan to hire Brody King when Ring of Honor got shut down, kind of saving Brody's situation. Brody tries to speak, but Darby freaking out about Brody taking Allen's spot in the company. Darby tells Brody to put him out of his misery. Brawl breaks out. Darby hits Brody King with a rock. King's mouth is busted open. Not looking good. But that was awesome right there, especially from Darby, man. Like, his emotion on the microphone was very real. So, very good work right there. Thumbs up. Getting into some real-life topics, definitely heating up this rivalry really quickly, as they need to, because WrestleDream is the next day. So, yeah. We get Jake Roberts and Don Callis. They exchange talents backstage. Don Callis receiving Lance Archer, and Roberts won't reveal who he got just yet. But now we got Hologram versus Commander. Hologram Wicked Reverse Avalanche Spanish Fly. Commander counters the 450 splash with the knees. Commander Ridiculous Springboard Counter Power Bomb. Jeez, thumbs up. Hologram hits the UFO Blue Thunder Bomb. He just calls it the UFO Bomb, but it's a UFO Blue Thunder Bomb. Jeez, pins, and Hologram remains undefeated. 14-0 now. Banger of a match. Awesome display of lucha-style wrestling. Great counters and high flying from both Commander and Hologram. Crowd going absolutely crazy by the end of it. 8 out of 10. We get Jake Roberts appears with his new friends. It's Roosh, Tralistico, and the Beast Mortos. They come out and beat up Hologram and Commander. Oh dear. So yeah, not a bad trade. Don gets Lance Archer, but Jake the Snake gets a whole trio. So pretty cool. We get Mark Briscoe, very serious tone promo, says he's gonna hurt Chris Jericho. That's some scary shit. We don't see Mark Briscoe this kind of serious, so it's going to get real. We get Danny Garcia. He cuts a promo. Danny, feeling confident, says he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, which means he needs to be where the best wrestle. A-E-Dub. Danny calls out the champions in the locker room. Danny is hunting for gold. And yeah, just a really good promo right there from Garcia, showing a range of emotions. And backstage, Shibata, very proud of Garcia. So, yeah, very nice. I think he's going to give him a title shot or something. I don't know. But now we got a 4-way contenders match. It's Willow Nightingale versus Saraya with Harley Cameron versus Nyla Rose versus Jamie Hayter. Rose with the big dive takes out everybody. Hayter double suplex to Rose and Willow, showing off that crazy power. Jamie smashing Saraya with a chair, and then Penelope Ford appears out of nowhere to smack Hayter with a chair. Hayter leaves the match chasing after Ford. Nyla pushed off of the top by Harley. That was a nasty looking landing there for Nyla Rose. She hit the apron on the way down. Owie. Willow with the Death Valley driver to Saraya through a table. Willow pins Saraya and Harley Cameron because why not? And Willow with the big match, earning a shot at Mariah May for the Women's Championship. That is pretty awesome. And a good match right there. Hayter looking strong. I just wish she didn't leave the match. Not cool. Saraya, really good performance. As always, I really like Saraya's work. Nyla was awesome, big spot, and the big jump. I mean, wasn't expecting that, and she had a nasty bump. So good work from Nyla. 7 out of 10. And Willow gets in Mariah's face, only to eat a headbutt from the champ. Willow with a funny sell. She's just like, does the dropping to her knees, and then slowly falls down on her face. Good stuff. We get Chris Jericho trying to persuade Rocky Romero to learn under the learning tree. Rocky, not feeling it. And Brian Keith gets aggressive with Rocky, so they're going to fight about it at some point soon. We get Jay White with Juice versus Cody Chun, I think. Jay White, Blade Runner, picks up a quick tune-up W. White gets on the microphone, calls out Adam Page for a match at WrestleDream. There you go, another match added for WrestleDream. Hook again calls out whoever jumped his father, Taz, to reveal themselves. Kip Sabian walks by and is almost ended by Hook. So at this point, I'm just Kip did it, right? Like, Kip definitely did it. He keeps popping up randomly whenever Hook is calling for this person to show themselves, so Kip did it. Christian and the patriarchy arrive looking for Kip. Christian says he has sympathy for Taz, and Hook, you should definitely join up with Christian, dog. You don't have a father. Christian, a fatherly figure, will take you on, and he will help you with your career, because right now you're in a fucking rut, kiddo. All you do is suplex and throw your arms up. You gotta figure something else to do. So hook up with Christian and learn under his tree. That's what I think you should do. TBS plus the IWGP Strong Championship, I believe. It's Mercedes Moné defending both her titles with Camille against Emi Sakura. Emi splashes Moné and Camille into the barricade. Nice stalling backbreaker by Sakurai. Camille, outside shenanigans, helps Moné lock in the bank statement to retain. A pretty solid match. Chris Statlander runs down, attacks Camille, but can't get to Moné. So yeah, the match was really nothing special. Just kind of a match to have a match. Really, no disrespect to Sakura, but really didn't expect her to win this match at all. We got Stokely Hathaway wants to jump on the Private Party bandwagon. Private Party declined that right away. They're like, where the fuck were you 5 years ago? Cassidy and Quen confident they will win the titles against the Bucks, and I hope they do. We get Will Ospreay interviewed by Tony Schiavone. Will Ospreay wants to have a chat with Don Callis about Takeshita. Don tries to hug Ospreay, that fails. Don tries to reminisce about the good old times, that fails. Ospreay demands to know if Callis sent Takeshita to attack him. Callis admits that he did send Takeshita to attack Ospreay because Ospreay is too mentally weak and cost Don the tag team championships. The fuck? Will tells Don he doesn't know shit and they are Dunyan rings. Done. Callis slaps Ospreay, and it was at this point he knew he fucked up. Ospreay drops Callis, gets in a brawl with Takeshita. Fletcher arrives to stop Will Ospreay. Oh no, Takeshita sneak attack. Callis wants Fletcher to attack Will with the screwdriver, but Kyle won't do it and he leaves. Takeshita continues the beatdown on Ospreay. Out comes Ricochet, taking out Takeshita. My goodness, lots of drama in the Don Callis family. And who will Kyle side with, Don or Ospreay? There is a little bit of hesitation with Kyle, fully attacking Ospreay, but at this point, it looks like he's more on the side of Don Callis. Oh dear. We get Top Flight. They're super pissed off at Action Andretti, chewing him up backstage for messing up their match last week. So maybe Top Flight on a little bit of thin ice right here. Main event time. It's Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Yuta versus Claudio and Pac. Bryan and Yuta hot start. Nice dive together on Pac and Claudio. Danielson injured. Wheeler forced to fight alone for quite some time while Danielson fixes himself up. Danielson eventually comes back with the hot tag on Claudio. Bryan's sweet Rana counter out of the Avalanche Ricola bomb. Moxley's arrival distracts Danielson. Claudio capitalizes with a pop-up European uppercut. Pac nails the 450 splash, but it's a near fall. Yuta threatens Pac with a hammer. Danielson locks in the label lock on a distracted Pac. He taps, and Bryan and Yuta pick up the dub. Brawl continues all over the place. Shafir is just kicking the shit out of Yuta. That made me giggle. Danielson and Moxley fighting backstage. Claudio hits Yuta with a hammer multiple times. Danielson returns, nails a psycho knee to save Yuta. Starts a big ol' yes chant with the crowd as the final countdown plays out the show. That's a great way to end the show. Really good final Dynamite before Wrestle Dream. Darby was great. I am enjoying the storyline that they're building with Brody King and Darby. Good shit. Ospreay and Don Callis blowing up. That's pretty good too. Title Tuesday only had one title match. What the fucking fuck? Wrestling, mostly really good. Hologram and Commander, that was yum. Wrestle Dream match card getting a little bit overloaded by the looks of it. They're just adding on more and more matches. We'll see how that plays out, but a good Dynamite, 7.5 out of 10. And we get a rare Rampage review. Let's see if anything's changed with Rampage. The answer is no. We start off with Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly, the Conglomeration versus Undisputed Kingdom, Taven and Bennett. Someone in the crowd throughout this whole entire show is just screaming bloody murder. Like, every couple of minutes, they just do like a double shriek. And, that person's not going to have a voice for probably 3 months screaming that much. And what the fuck, man? I saw people getting kicked out of the show for standing. But you're going to let this motherfucker scream the whole entire show? Like, the fuck is that? Anyway, so yeah, that wasn't annoying at all. And definitely didn't go out throughout the whole fucking show. Anyway, Orange Punch on Taven. O'Reilly taps out Bennett using a guillotine. Conglomeration win. Good tag team match that I've literally seen like 3 dozen times to open up Rampage. So yeah, more of the exact same thing you've seen from Conglomeration and Undisputed Kingdom. Good quality work from both teams. 7 out of 10. Mercedes Moné needs to jet, literally, she needs to get in her jet and leave. Camille will stay to wash over Statlander for the night. Just the way that Monet said, money, or I don't know how she fucking said it, but it made me giggle. So there you go. The Acclaimed, they get jumped by MXM Collection. Monster yelling at the Acclaimed, furious they ruined their fashion show. MXM challenged the Acclaimed to a match at WrestleDream. MXM will also have a third member that will end scissoring once and for all. MXM touch tips, standing tall over the Acclaimed. Yo, Mansoor, my dog, that was an outstanding promo, man. I don't know how he was able to pull that promo off with such seriousness and anger, and also, like, the words coming out of his mouth were fucking hilarious. Like, we're ending scissoring once and for all, and, like, stone-faced it. Outstanding work from Mansoor. Thumbs up. We get Chris Statlander squashing Amira in a squash match. Nothing happens after that. Jericho interviewed backstage by Renee. Jericho looks to pick up his 9th title and humble Mark Briscoe at WrestleDream. Solid, quick, serious promo from Chris. Yeah. We get the Beast Mortos versus The Butcher. Beast diving headbutt is enough to pick up the victory. A solid Big Hoss matchup. I don't think Butcher was like the best opponent here for Mortos. Like, Mortos not doing a lot of his high-flying crazy stuff, so I don't know. It was alright. We get Harley Cameron blames Anna Jay for not being there for Saraya. Cameron says she's gonna kick Anna's ass. Alright. We get Lance Archer versus Matt Brannigan. Are you related to Zap Brannigan? Anyway, Archer allows Matthew to try and chokeslam the Murder Hawk. Matthew fails. Archer beats the bejesus out of Brannigan, ends it with a blackout. Entertaining squash match. At least Archer was trying to have a little fun, beat the shit out of this poor kid, and yeah, not bad. But it is a squash match. Jake the Snake, little promo here, says Roosh, Mortos, and Dralistico are hungry to break some bones. Roosh does his Hearns thing, and yeah, pretty cool. A very talented trio, though, so with Jake's mind, maybe something cool can happen. I'm thinking maybe, are they building up for like a war with Don Callis? Like Jake the Snake building up his team and using his own members against him? Like, that'd be interesting. We'll see what happens. Main event time. Brian Keith versus Rocky Romero. Oh my god, I'm struggling. Rocky nails the sliced bread. Keith kicks out of that. Rocky hits the super sliced bread, but Keith smartly rolls out of the ring. Rocky hits a dive, but tweaks his leg. Big Bill arrives, hits a cheap shot to Rocky behind the referee's back. We get the Diamond Dust, and Brian Keith grabs the W. A good physical fight between Rocky and Keith, back and forth stiffness. Solid high flying from Rocky. Yeah, solid, good match. 7 out of 10. But, like I said, not much has changed. Missing the last, 2 or 3 weeks of Rampage. Not a lot, nothing really storyline related. Matches are pretty much the exact same. Good opening and closing matches. Squash matches sprinkled throughout with a little promo or segment mixed in there. But the one thing that hasn't changed is NXM Collection is still the best part of the show, man. It wasn't even a match. It was just a fucking really angry, funny promo, and that was my favorite part. So MXM Collection continue to be the MVPs of Rampage. 6 out of 10? I don't really know. So we'll go now to the 3 stars of the week. We got Bad Blood is in contention for this week's 3-star, but we're going to start it out with some shout-outs. Gotta shout out Hologram versus Commander, their matchup on Dynamite, doing the Hispanic Heritage Month, which is over in a couple of days. But anyway, another banger between these two, man, showing off how crazy awesome Lucha Libre Wrestling is. The crazy fast flippy counters, high flying stiff shots. Fuck yeah. Gotta shout that out. And I also gotta shout out Sheamus versus Pete Dunne in the Donnybrook match. A banger right there. They're just kicking the shit out of each other with Irish-related pub weaponry, like shillelaghs and stuff like that. But that big fucking spot off of the barrels through the table, that was fucking awesome. And, Sheamus looking really, really strong throughout that matchup. Hopefully, Pete Dunne will get some sort of victory soon. But good enough for a shout-out. We get to our official 3 stars of the week. 3rd star goes to Sami Zayn versus Gunther, their world title match on Monday Night Raw. You know, I kind of got surprised that this was just a main event match. Like, a deserving main event match, definitely, but this is like pay-per-view quality. This was a great match right here between two guys that just work great with each other. Sammy's resilience versus Gunther's just, I don't know what, aggressiveness? I don't know. He just beat the shit out of Sammy. Really fun matchup. Good enough for the 3rd star. 2nd star goes to Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo, North American title match on NXT. Very surprising matchup right there. Good competitive fight. Oh yeah, man, that was definitely one to check out. The finish definitely caught me by surprise. Good enough for the 2nd star. 1st star goes to, and it has to go to, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. Really by far the best match on that pay-per-view, and one of the better Hell in a Cell matches I can recall in this recent era. They had the blood in there. The blood was excellent. I loved the use of blood in that matchup. It really put it all together, you know what I'm saying? Brought the whole rivalry together with the blood, the violence in the match was there. Really showed off the hatred between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, and it still doesn't feel like it's finished between these two. So I'm down for more, man. I love the way that these two have been going after each other. Their promo work has been really good against each other. And good enough for the 1st star of the week. And there we go, everybody. Another recap down. Thank you so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best, though. Make sure you're reviewing and liking the podcast. Share it around with 500, 700 of your closest friends, enemies. Doesn't really matter. Share it around. Share it with everybody. I also got a Twitter page where I put up announcements as best as I can. Let you know when the episodes are out and available. I got a YouTube channel, Gamer GX Videos. You can follow along with that channel. I upload all of the podcast episodes over there. Links are all in the description, so you can check them all out. Great place if you want to have a question answered on one of the podcasts. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel or message on Twitter. Anything about wrestling, hockey, video games, I can probably do okay. Anything else might be a little bit iffy. And there's an email address as well if you want to have a private conversation. My door is open for everyone and anyone. Hopefully y'all are having yourselves some Thanksgiving. I stuffed myself with turkey and a whole bunch of other things I probably shouldn't be putting in my body. But fuck it. You only live once, right? Oh my God, did I just YOLO? Oh my God. All right, I got to end this. I got to get the hell out of here before I get hurt by someone. But anyway, enjoy your Thanksgiving, everybody. If you're Canadian, Americans, we'll get you next month. That's fine. Double dip. Why not? Have another turkey. Who gives a shit? Have some more pie. It doesn't matter. But in terms of what else we got going on with the podcast right now, we got the horror month of October for the GamerCast continues on. My recent episode of Little Nightmares 1 and 2. So you can go check out those fun, horrifying little games. They're definitely worth a check out. So go listen to that episode, see if those kind of games are your kind of deal. But they're pretty cool. So continuing on with the horror theme for the GamerCast for next week as well. Going to keep that episode a secret for right now. And the HockeyCast, oh man, it's going to be a fun one this week. The season has officially begun, so we get to talk about the first few games, and the first few weeks of the NHL are very fun. Teams are not really, they're all really excited. Defense is fucking terrible for everybody right now. They're not set in their systems, so hockey's really fun and crazy right now. So gonna be lots to talk about on the HockeyCast this week, so you better stick around with the GX Plus cast and all that great stuff, and we'll be back with some more GX Plus cast. Terrible outro.